Hi there, I'm Gamer Tyler. I'm reviewing and recapping Dragon Ball Z chapters 191 through 195. Please subscribe, watch fully, and send donations. Thanks. Let's get started. Chapter 191. Cell continues to scream in pain, having just had his arm and a chunk of his body blown off by Vegeta's final flash, yelling that it hurts. Vegeta laughs at his success. Krillin and Future Trunks are relieved that he managed to pull it off. Cell is on the list of it as at his someone like him who has achieved perfection has been reduced to his current state. As he crushes Vegeta, making him laugh more. However, Cell soon stops screaming and smirks, saying that he really had him fooled, causing Vegeta to cease laughing. Cell then reminded Vegeta that he has Piccolo's cells and produces a regenerate his body and arm. Starting Vegeta, Future Trunks, and Krillin, Cell then walks towards Vegeta, ready to shut him up for good. In desperation, Vegeta fires a large ki blast at Cell, then a barrage of them, which spread across the entire island, pushing Future Trunks when Cell unfortunately walks through them and emerges from the smoke in front of Vegeta, sending him flying with a left punch to the face and to the ground. Cell walks over to Vegeta and struggles to his feet, wincing from the pain. As Cell looks down at him, Cell then kicks him in the air, flies up behind him, and hits him with an elbow smash to the back, driving him to the ground and knocking him out of the second grade state and unconscious. Krillin notices this and sees that Vegeta is still alive. Cell asks Vegeta a fool and decides to put Vegeta out of his misery. But Krillin yells at Trunks that now is the time to step in. Trunks begins powering up, transforming into his Super Saiyan 3rd grade form, breaking his hair tie. And his hair grow larger before Krillin's eyes. I give this chapter 4.7 out of 5 stars. Cell isn't finished yet. Chapter 192. Future Trunks continues powering up into his Super Saiyan 3rd grade form, which distracts Cell's attention from finishing off Vegeta. Both Cell and Krillin are amazed at how powerful Trunks has become now. Krillin can tell that despite the massive amount of energy Trunks is pulling out, he's nowhere close to full fighting strength, and yet he wonders how strong a Saiyan can really get. Trunks gives Krillin his last senzu bean and tells him to give Vegeta to Master Roshi's house. Krillin agrees, but asks Trunks if he has any other senzu beans, but Trunks assures Krillin, saying that he will not be needing any, as he proclaims he will win. As Trunks descends to face Cell, Krillin wonders how Trunks can be so confident when he knows the boy isn't the type to boast. Trunks then lands in front of Cell, who's impressed by how much power Trunks has buried in him. Trunks claims that he's going to kill Cell, to which Cell remarks that that's a bold statement. They walk up and face each other. Then Cell opens with a kick, which Trunks dodges. He then jumps up for a punch, which Cell dodges and continues with a punch of his own to Trunks' stomach. Cell then kicks Trunks away, but much to Krillin's shock. But then Trunks points him towards Vegeta, revealing he's playing a possum to lure Cell away from Vegeta. Cell continues his attack on Trunks, who is letting Cell get the upper hand, and Krillin takes advantage of the opportunity to grab Vegeta, shoot Trunks a thumbs up, and flies with Vegeta on his shoulder. Away to safety. With Vegeta out of the harm's way, Trunks gets up and becomes confident, leading Cell to ask if Trunks can now fight freely. Trunks is surprised that Cell has just let him go, but Cell is no longer amused by Vegeta anymore, and is now more interested in Trunks' power, which he claims will be the great opportunity to showcase just how complete his perfect form is, which Trunks is more than willing to accommodate. Trunks power up again, ready to fight for real. I give this chapter 4.7 out of 5 stars. Future Trunks is powered up. Can he beat Cell? Chapter 193. Future Trunks continues to push his power, planning on showcasing his power to Cell. Cell is certainly impressed by Trunks' magnificent power, even greater than his own. But assures Trunks that power isn't everything. Trunks calls Cell's statement bluff and charges. Up on the lookout, Piccolo is utter shock just how powerful Trunks is. Bulma yells at Piccolo to tell her what's going on, and Piccolo says that he's talking about Trunks, much to Bulma's delight inside the hyperbolic time chamber. Gohan turns into a Super Saiyan and flies around, throwing punches and kicks in the air. Goku then meditates nearby, is impressed with how fast Gohan has progressed. Gohan, in the meantime, is wondering why his dad has just been sitting there for so long. Gohan throws a few more kicks, then drops in the ground, reverting to his base form and gasping for air. Goku then stands up, transforming into a Super Saiyan himself. He then begins to push himself harder, transforming into a Super Saiyan second grade. Gohan is amazed, and Goku manages to surpass the Super Saiyan state, but Goku thinks he can push it even further, transforming into a Super Saiyan third grade. Gohan is really impressed by Goku's power, but he can beat Cell easily now. However, back in the fight, one of the weaknesses the Super Saiyan third grade form is being shown. Where all this power, try as you might, Trunks can't manage to land a single blow on Cell, who is dodging all of Trunks' attacks with ease. He easily yells at Cell to stay still. And Goku realizes this. He figures out that while the Super Saiyan third grade form gives you immersive strength, but because of the mass his body gains to grant that strength, it kills his speed, saying that all the power won't do any good if you can't hit who you're fighting. He also mentions it takes up too much energy, leading him to believe that the regular Super Saiyan form is the best. Goku comes up with a new plan for him and Gohan to instead focus on mastering the base Super Saiyan form by making Super Saiyan their normal form, working on getting rid of the restless feeling from the transformation. Goku states that they will have to go through basic training that, despite it being a waste of time, it is for the best, which Gohan agrees to. Meanwhile, Trunks is battling, wondering why he can't even land a single hit on Cell, despite all of his power. Cell mocks him for not realizing the obvious problem. Cell also retorts that despite Trunks saying he would show him his true power, all he has been doing is relying only on brute force, transforming into the Super Saiyan third grade form himself, revealing that anyone can take on such a form. This distressing Trunks at the sight. I give this chapter 4.7 out of 5 stars. There's a drawback in the criminal crease of power. Chapter 194. Cell has just transformed into a powerhouse form of his own, and his grin turns to a frown as he calls Super Trunks an idiot for using a transformation that only gives you brute strength. As Cell turns back to his normal, Trunks finally realizes this is why Vegeta never took on Super Saiyan third grade form, that he knew the outcome of using the form, and that Cell's right, he is a fool. Having lost the other fight, Trunks reverts to his base form, tells Cell to kill him, since he has no chance of now. On an island far away, Krillin realizes that Trunks' ki has shrunk, but that Cell's is still huge. Goku feeds Vegeta the senzu bean so he can go back to help. Meanwhile, Cell is about to kill Trunks for both him and Vegeta's being such disappointments. Up on the lookout, Bulma asks Piccolo if Trunks had won the fight. Piccolo realizes just how powerful Cell is and states that Trunks is about to die, which Bulma was surprised. Before Cell decides to kill Trunks, he asks him a question. Despite not being able to be in his league, Cell is impressed that Vegeta and Trunks had improved so significantly in a short amount of time, and asks how they did it. And Trunks does not respond, so reluctantly accepts the silence and then changes his question. He then asks if they had even more time, they could get even more stronger. Trunks replies that he won't know until he tries, but that does not seem the point in Cell asking such a question. Cell takes this to mean that further time to grow stronger is not impossible. Cell then asks what Goku is doing since he had not shown up since, again, after retrieving Tien and Piccolo earlier. Trunks answers that he's training to defeat Cell, and that the two of soon meet soon. When they do, Goku will see where Trunks failed. Cell was impressed. Cell is pleased by the answer, and announces that his plan is to hold a tournament in 10 days, saying that he is being generous to allow them to get stronger and satisfy him. Trunks was confused at Cell's decision, asking what he was talking about. Cell tells Trunks, who had probably never heard of it in the future, that there was a tournament called the World Martial Arts Tournament, or also known as the Budokai, and that he is going to recreate it. Which the major difference being is that all the fighters will only fight him, each fighting him one-on-one, and if he wins one fight, he moves on to the next fighter, and so on. He challenges Trunks to gather so as many allies as possible, get stronger so they can compete against him. Cell then tells him that he won't tell him the question later and to watch the television news, as he thinks it will be a great source of entertainment. He tells Trunks to bring plenty of senzu beans. Trunks yells at Cell, imploring the android to tell him what his goal is in making the tournament, and questions if he wants to take over the world galaxy. Cell wants to confirm his superiority and spread fear across the world, but he does not want anything material. He states that he was created to kill Goku, but sees little point in that. Now he just wants to have fun, and to him, the greatest fun is it causing utter terror for the world. So much is an eagerness to see the look of fear and terror in people's faces. Trunks is horrified that those announcement that's the look. Self waves and then flies away. When Trunks to process what just happened, just as Krillin and Vegeta arrive. Krillin is really relieved to see Trunks alive, but wonders where Cell is. Back on the lookout, Bulma is yelling at Piccolo to save Trunks. Piccolo reveals that Trunks is alright. Tien asks why Cell didn't kill him. Piccolo, however, realizes that now he'll have to do some training in his own in the highball time chamber. Back on the island, Trunks has told Krillin and Vegeta about Cell's plan about creating a tournament, which annoys Vegeta, thinking Cell is toying with them. Krillin voices that that is complete lunacy to enter a tournament like that, when not even the two Saiyans could defeat Cell. However, Trunks and Vegeta are willing to train more for the tournament. When Trunks voices that Goku gets out of the time chamber, he will go in once more to train. However, Vegeta says that neither Goku nor Trunks will be necessary, as he will need one more day. Need one more day, as says that that Cell will retreat, giving him more time. At that moment, the damaged Android 16 arrives, wanting to complete in the tournament as well, but first asks to be taken to Capsule Corporation so he can get needed repairs. Trunks voluntarily doesn't want the android's help, as he sees him as another Dr. Giro's creations. but Krillin agrees to take the androids, much to Trunks' objection. Krillin reassures Trunks, saying that neither Enter 16 nor the androids that Cell absorbed weren't bad people, and that those androids aren't as bad as the ones from Trunks' future. He also notes that they'll need all the help they can get against Cell, which Trunks can't counter. Krillin then suspects Enter 16 as Vegeta, supports Enter 16 as Vegeta scoffs. Next day, they would be broadcasts that would terrorize the world. I give this chapter 4.7 out of 5 stars. We're entering the Cell games, baby. Chapter 195. Cell has arrived at the perfect spot for the Cell games. When descending on the size of the ring, he decides to make it slightly larger than the ring in the World Arts Tournament, or Budokai. Budokai. Strongest under heavens. He proceeds to clear out a chunk of the ground, blowing away a house in the process. Eden proceeds to lift up a large rock and slice into smooth stone, cut into squares. Then moves the squares towards the area he blew away a building as the floor of the ring. He blew away to build the floor of the ring. With the ring set up, he decides to add decorations later. So heads to the ZTV station to make his announcement. At Kami House, Yamcha, Krillin, and are near the TV, which is currently showing a weather report. However, screens from the TV get their attention, and they see that Cell has arrived at the TV station, having killed the weather reporter. Cell proceeds to introduce himself as the monster who has been killing people across the cities, and tell the world about the upcoming Cell Games tournament in 9 days, laying out the rules of the tournament. Some of them are some the same as the World Artist Tournament, and some that are unique to the Cell Games. The challenges of the world's greatest defenders to compete against him. If they lose, he will kill everyone on Earth before completely destroying the planet. Sure that he's not bluffing, Cell proceeds to blow a massive hole in the wall of ZTV station. He then threatens that if the world doesn't want the same level of destruction happen to them, they must find someone capable of fighting. Then flies out of the hole in the building he created. At Kami House, Master Roshi, Krillin, and Yamcha look at the TV in horror, wondering just who could stand a chance against Cell, since both Vegeta and Trunks have failed. Even doubts if Goku could win. However, at Capsule Corp, Vegeta takes off his shirt and announces he's going to train in the hyperbolic time chamber again, unconcerned at the depth of Earthlings, but is unable to sit until he kills Cell. At which future Trunks announces that he's going to. Bulma wants to give Trunks a haircut first, so that his long hair doesn't get in his eyes. Cell's broadcast has filled the world with fear. The civilians having no faith in the army or the champions. However, they had forgotten about a little boy who long ago had slain the tyrannical King Piccolo, and more recently turned aside the invading Saiyans, as well as the Galactic Emperor Frieza. The world has forgotten Goku, who at that very moment was training hard with his son. I give this chapter 4.8 out of 5 stars. The world may have forgotten Goku, but he's going to defeat Cell in his twisted Cell games. Please subscribe and help reach 4,000 plus subscribers. Watching fully helps increase the watch hours to 4,000 plus. And send donation to the Patreon page at Animator Space Tunes. Starting at $2 a month. Have a blessed day. See you next video visit. Bye for now. Bye!